Now to one of my favorite parts of the show. Why would he say that? And I have to go after one of my favorite people in the world to listen to, and that's Colin Cowherd, who Colin has been this weird enigma for Broncos country and Broncos fans, is that he almost feels like a jinx at times, because over the 9-year period where Denver was ass, there are multiple times he said he really liked the team. He liked the beginning of the Drew Lock era, which was the last couple of games he started before his first full season starting. He liked Denver a lot post Super Bowl, was right after they beat the Cowboys, and then he had them, I believe it was like number 4 in his herd hierarchy. I still remember this. And Denver obviously derailed from that Super Bowl run, got 8-8, and then obviously the Drew Lock season was a season from hell. So Colin's kind of been and even last year, when he said, the first year of the Russell Wilson year, he's like, I like this team, and that obviously ended the way it did. So Colin's been kind of weird. But this year, Colin's been very supportive of Denver. He's liked a lot of things he's seen out of Denver, and he has been a Bo Nix guy as much as you can be in mainstream media, maybe the biggest Bo Nix guy in mainstream media. And then Friday happens, and obviously the game was ugly Thursday, and he goes, look, man, he's regressed really badly. Mind you, he had Denver rated 5th in his herd hierarchy the previous week, and so he was a believer in Denver, even though he said, hey, they got to get better quarters 1 through 3, but this defense is legit, and fourth quarter, they're the best fourth quarter team in the NFL. And he brought up really good, which are correct stats and facts, which is Bo, despite not being great quarters 1 through 3, has been really good on third down, has been really good in the fourth quarter, these moments that it really matters for quarterbacks. And then on Friday, he goes, again, after a very ugly game, man, he's regressed badly. Sean Payton may actually, Sean behind closed doors might say, hey, look, this roster is good enough. This roster is great enough. We might need to go draft another quarterback. Go trade some picks, get a quarterback, and a class that's got a bunch of guys coming out. That was insane to me. And again, I get it. Everybody, it was tee off on Denver Day. And then we saw a whole bunch of ugly football yesterday too, but it was tee off on Denver Day because they had the national primetime game, and it was 10-7. Wasn't pretty. Wasn't a good looking game against a team that they should have beaten more convincingly in the Las Vegas Raiders. But to bring up the idea that Sean would trade Bo Nix, or not trade Bo Nix, but trade for another quarterback to get Bo Nix, you have to have one of the hardest things in professional sports as far as coaching goes. You have to come off as believable. You have to, because so much of it is there's a handful of guys who it feels like corny, rah-rah, let me hype them up. And then there's guys who are great scheme guys who players feel like they genuinely learn stuff from, but you got to be believable. You got to be believable. You cannot be Sean Payton. Say what you said about Russell Wilson, say what you said about Bo Nix, and then go and get rid of Bo Nix the moment he starts struggling. Because Bo still does the number one thing. And Sean, I think you're going to see an entirely different game planning against Kansas City, by the way. Again, I'll get into this more tomorrow for Actual Team Tuesday. Sean, I believe, he's making Bo do stuff that he's uncomfortable with right now. And a lot of Bronco fans don't like that because it obviously makes Bo look worse than what he's been. But he knows games like Kansas City, he knows games like when they get to the playoffs are going to be tough. He's going to need something more out of him. And so these big plays, when he's throwing the ball downfield a bunch, he's like, I know I'm going to need these against the Kansas City, against the Buffalo, against pick your top contending AFC team. And I think he is literally trying to coach him week to week to say, hey, I need these to be better. And he is forcing him to do this. Hey, I want you to throw the ball downfield more. I think you're going to see more of a win right now game plan against Kansas City. But if you are as big of an endorser of your quarterback as Sean Payton has been of Bo Nix, and then you get rid of him the second you start struggling, how is anyone in that locker room supposed to take you seriously? How is anyone in that locker room supposed to go? It'd be one thing if it was prolonged, if they weren't winning and it was prolonged, continued bad play, then yes, then you have to keep your credibility by saying, hey, look, I made a mistake. This isn't the guy. We got to move on because our roster is too talented to be losing these games. But because you're winning, and this is it's a 7-game win streak, the longest win streak you've had since 2015. And you have been, Sean Payton, the biggest Bo Nix guy on planet Earth. If you were to walk away from that immediately after he starts struggling, and again, there's 2 games. I don't really count the Texans game as struggling. I consider that just a game between the 2 best defenses in the league. The week before that, we had, obviously, there was the Dallas game, obviously, but no one really counts the Dallas game because he was playing great against a really piss poor defense. In the Texans game, again, that was against one of the best defenses. That Raiders game truly was just awful. Bo needed to play way better, and he didn't. Flat out, end of story. That being said, again, the credibility in that locker room. And those guys, one of the best things about this Broncos team, they all believe in each other. And that shows when they play. Like, they do, from the pass rushers who play a certain level of aggression because they know they have PS2, everyone's favorite corner to hate, Riley Moss. They have Brandon Jones, Hufanga. They all play a little extra aggressive because the corners know they have that pass rush, and the pass rush know they have those corners, and that allows them to be extra aggressive. That allows them to go, hey, let's really push this. Let's push the pace. Let's push the tempo. And on offense, they do just believe in the fact, if we keep it close, Bo has continued to win these games, which is drastically different than Denver, who's had great defenses throughout their 9-year losing streak. They had a great defense that could keep you in the game, and the offense never got it together. Feeling like, okay, we can keep ourselves in the game, and the offense will at least get it together in the fourth quarter, and we're walking away with wins. This team believes in each other. This team has confidence in each other. No one's saying Bo Nix has to be 07 Brady. No one's saying Bo Nix has to be Manning. And they know he's not. They know there's limitations. They know there's games he hasn't played very well. He's aware there's games he hasn't played very well. But the fact that this defense has kept themselves in games, and Bo has delivered in the fourth quarter, like in the Giants game, defense didn't play great. Bo bailed them out. Like, this team has supreme confidence in themselves. So, yeah, you can't come out with the take, Sean might trade Bo. That's just insane. I mean, if you want to be a part of one of the coolest, most unique communities, don't forget to like and subscribe.